Hey, so today I have kind of a fun tutorial that I thought would be great for all those data analysts out there who want to get started on other things in data. What I'm going to do is create an entire data stack for a small business using only free trials just to kind of show how easy it is to get up and running. And so in this case, if we're looking at this diagram here, I like to always frame it this way where we have three stages of data, right? Pipeline, storage, and consumer, where the pipeline is taking data from source systems like let's say software or the back end of your own software, things like that, and then transporting it into the storage layer, which is in this case a cloud data warehouse, where it can be accumulated, refined, normalized, put into tables, all that good stuff. And then from there, it can be consumed by people, right? And whether it be through applications or BI tools, this is the flow I'm going to talk about today. And I guess just to start off, I'm always biased towards finding the easiest solution, right? So in this case, with these tools, there's lots of different solutions you can choose. I always want to pick the one that's easiest for people to get started with. That's my kind of bias. And so in this case, the three tools that we're using today, I think are very easy to get started, especially if you're an analyst. It doesn't take a brainiac to learn these. It's very easy to learn. If I can do it, then you can. And so in this case, for pipeline, we're going to be using Stitch Data, which is this little guide right here. We'll be taking data from a couple of data sources, such as Salesforce and Amazon S3 buckets. We'll be putting it into a Snowflake data warehouse, this middle part, and then we'll be consuming it using Domo as a federated query in a dashboard that we can send off to different users. And so in this case, I'm going to start from the ground up here. I'm going to walk through, I'm going to get some free trials, build this out. You're going to learn with me. It's going to be great. And so we're just going to get started. So I'm going to go and get some free trials. All right, let's see here. Sign up for free. Awesome. I love these sign up forms. All right, can I type though? Cool. Let's do, yeah, North America. Let's put in the password. All right. Okay. Yep, I agree. Okay, cool. Let's go to the next one. Snowflake. Like I said, in my opinion, I think all these tools are great, very easy to get started with. Um, Especially, let's go standard AWS. Uh, Getting set up. Cool. Let's do a Domo free trial. And all right, make me fill out stuff. All right. Be prepared to get spammed by all these people. Job title. Yeah, sure, sure. I'm not interested in, yeah, sure. Oh, wait, what? Was I just signing up for a, hmm. Let's go back to that one. I'll do that one a little later. Okay, let's see. Stitch. All right, so now with this one, right, this is our pipeline tool. And so this case, we're going to integrate. And let's start off with my Salesforce instance. So we'll integrate with that. We'll call it Salesforce. And this all looks good. Yep, let's replicate sync history. Cool, let's authorize. This will probably take me over to Salesforce. Yep, allow. And so now it's just establishing a connection, right? In this case, it's probably just going to be hitting some sort of Salesforce API. So that's cool. Let's see. Let's go back and let's. I'm guessing we got something from Snowflake. Let's see. I am going to activate my Snowflake account. Let's give us a username. Only, okay. All right. Okay, cool. So we got our Snowflake instance up. Awesome. Looks good. Let's go back. So we'll probably use this a little bit later. Let's go back. Still testing, huh? All right, interesting. Let's see. I know I have a Domo instance, a free one. Let me just pull it up real quick. Yeah, okay. Yeah, we'll just use this one then as a free one. But in this case, let's see. Wow, this thing is taking a while. Let's see. With Snowflake, let's just look at some of these queries. All right, looks like we got some generic stuff. Still going. Let's set up our Domo account. Yeah, so over here, we let's create a new dashboard where we will. In this case, what I'm thinking about is creating a dashboard for a sales kind of oriented one. So I'm just going to add a dashboard here, and we'll say Federated Sales Dashboard. Click Save, and let's go to that dashboard. Okay, so this will be our end consuming source of the data, right? So in this case, all right, Stitch. Let's see. Okay, awesome. So now this is pretty straightforward, but it lets us pick the different tables we want in our Salesforce instance. And so let's go with account. Cool. And let's do opportunity. Cool. And then let's do lead. Let's do contacts. And let's do contact. Cool. Okay, let's see. Did those save? Let's see. Holy cow, this is a big table. Let's see. Okay, yep, cool. So now this should hypothetically get all of our Salesforce. And let's say yes. Let's get this into Snowflake. Let's see it. Let's add another integration real quick. So like I said, Amazon S3, let's just act like we have a data lake. And in this case, let's go over to our Amazon account. So I'm just going to log in real quick. And I love how Amazon always makes you do this. I feel like I never get these right the first time. What does that mean? Does that mean I'm a robot? Maybe. So let's see. Let's log in. Let's go to our S3 bucket. So with this example, I have some billing data or cash collection data that I've stored here in the bucket. And so in this case, yeah, awesome. So in this case, I'm going to pull in this billing data sheet. And to do that, let's see what we need. Let's see the name of the bucket. So eLeonard bucket, AWS account ID. Where's that? Okay, account ID. Let's put that in there. All right. Table configuration. Okay, this can be a single file name. Okay, so let's see if this works. Just shooting in the dark here. we'll copy over this table name and paste it into here. And let's see, everything else here looks good. Let's try this out. Table name must be unique. Oh, give it a table name. Yeah, let's call it billing account data. And let's try this again. Okay, configure Amazon S3 CSV integration. So it looks like we're going to, let's see, okay. Amazon IAM console. Let's open this up here. And it looks like I'm just going to have to do something so that to authorize this. Let's see. Policies, create policy. JSON. Paste this in. Cool. Click roles. Give my policy a name. Okay, let's go. Tags. I don't think I need a tag. Let's see. Stitch data policy. Yep, cool. All right, create policy. Cool. Now what do we do? Create a role. Okay. Roles. Create a role. Must be butter because I'm on a roll. Create new role for a third party. Third party. Account ID. Require external ID. Oh, cool. Yep, we do want an external ID. Bada bing. Put that in. Okay, cool. And then now we just need to add the policy that we just created. So let's see, I think, did I call it stitch something? Yeah, stitch data policy. Next. No tagging, role name. Cool. Yeah, I really like Stitch, how this kind of just walks you through it. To me, I've used quite a few other integration services. I think Fivetran does a pretty good job too, but in this case, Stitch, honestly, very easy to use, right? So we create this policy. I think we did all this is for security, right? To make sure that this connection works. So now we should be able to check and see if this is working properly. So we'll give that a sec. Let's go back to Domo for a second. Let's see. Cool. Okay. Pulled in. Awesome. We want all fields. Finalize our selection. Yes, continue. Okay, cool. So, I think we'll just use those two for now for integration, right? So let's just say we have, right, our goal is to build this sales dashboard showing us how well we're doing. So now we're going to port this data into Snowflake, and we will just do that by clicking on here to Snowflake. And now we'll just say, okay, enter your IP address or host name. Okay, cool. So we got this wonky Snowflake that we will copy over. And let's see, what was my username? Elliot Data, very creative. Elliot Data. I don't know if I did that right, hold on. Password. Okay, database and warehouse. Okay, so this was a little tricky the first time I did it, but in this case, let's create a new database real quick, and we'll just call it Stitch Data, and let's create that. And yeah, actually, I don't think we need to mess with that. Okay, so in this case now, we are going to we need a database to hold the data and then a warehouse to run what we're running. And so in this case, we have a compute warehouse. I'm going to create another one real quick just to show how this works. Right, so with Snowflake, you're charged by the data that's in your instance and then also the compute time you use. So in this case, I always go with extra small, right? Because in this case, we are not doing a lot of data here. And let's see. Oh, okay. So we have an extra small warehouse that we're doing. And now we'll come back here and we will input both those. So we have a Stitch Data database. And we have a Stitch Data warehouse, right? Yep, Stitch Data warehouse. So these will both be the same. And in this case, I'm just going to use my current role as account admin. So let's put that in. Okay, let's see. To grant Stitch access, edit your inbound rules. Whoa. Interesting. Okay. Let's try this real quick. Inbound rules. Actually, I'm going to look this up real quick. Network policies. Okay, let's see. Yep. Click account security policies. Okay, let's do this real quick. Where is account on here? Account, policies, network policy. Okay, cool. Yeah, let's see if this does it. Cool, let's try this real quick. Let's go Stitch Data and I guess we copied this in real quick. Okay, yep, let's add a couple. Let's add all these here. Cool. All right, cool. So now we have those network policies. Great. Let's see. You'll also need to create a VPC security group for your SSH tunnel. Does anybody know what that means? Create a Snowflake data warehouse. Okay, yep, we did that. Database user. Do I need a user? Actually, let's try this real quick. I am curious here. I think we have everything that we need. So let's. Whoa, okay. It worked. Let's see. Okay, awesome. So let's see if this is working now. So what we should see is now I believe if I did this right, these integrations should be running. And so in this case, I think, yeah. So in this case, it's preparing row. So it's right. So it's bringing in data So it won't land in our Snowflake data warehouse quite yet, but it looks like it's working on it, so that's good. And so we'll check back here in a bit, but we should start to see stuff come into our database. So that's fun. Let's see. I'm going to refresh this real quick. Okay, yeah, awesome. Let's go back to Domo real quick. So like I said, this is the final product, right? So let's create a dashboard, and it's not going to be super pretty, but we'll make something. So in this case, let's edit the dashboard. We'll drag out a few cards. So with Domo, the visualizations are called cards. Fun fact. And we'll just drag out a couple cards, and let's put a header. We'll put a title up here, and we'll say, yeah, let's do sales dashboard. And we'll make it pretty. We'll change the background. Let's give it a pretty color. And then we'll have 4 cards here. Awesome. And yeah, so I guess, yeah, really to get started, we'll need to get our data in. So let's see how this is running. So let's refresh this real quick. Okay, let's see. Is data going in maybe? Okay, looks like it's still running. Still going. Let's see. Hasn't loaded yet. Interesting. Let's wait a sec. Yeah, this usually takes a second. I'm hoping that I configured it right, though. That's what I'm curious about. Did I configure this right? Hmm. I'm wondering if that did not work. Let's see. It probably, yeah, let's go back. I'm guessing it didn't like, there's something it didn't like. Let's see. My Snowflake instance. I'm wondering if these need to be the right stitch one. Oh, wait. Okay, never mind. Nope, we got data coming in. Just took a little bit. Okay, cool. Let's exit out of that real quick. Okay, cool. So now we have data in. So now we'll play around a little bit in Snowflake. So in this case, right, Snowflake, right, it's organized with databases and then schemas and tables and views. And so in this case, if I want to see just kind of get a brief overview of what this data looks like, I can just do some pretty simple SQL and run the query. And in this case, right, it'll pop out how the data looks like, which is awesome. And so in this case, you can get very complicated with this kind of stuff. I am just going to keep it simple, just looking at a couple of these tables to make sure everything's running correctly. And if I can type SQL. Okay, cool. Right, so we got data coming in. That's awesome from our Salesforce. Let's refresh this real quick. We should get some S3 stuff coming in too. Maybe not quite yet. Anyway, that's cool. So right, so we finished a couple steps. Now let's come back and let's connect to a federated Snowflake federated query. Federated queries are funny. I guess really all that's happening, right? So in this case, with Domo, if we don't want to store the data and replicate it into Domo, we can do a federated query where the data stays at rest in the Snowflake instance. And then when we want to pull it out, we just Domo will just send a query over to Snowflake. And so I'll kind of show how that works. It's nice because then you can your data is always in real time with these dashboards. And so now we'll go to federated query, and why is that? That should be free. Hold on. Let's try another way. So on data, I'll go to federated, and let's add a new account, Snowflake. Okay. So now we will put in our Snowflake credentials. And so, yeah, let's call this one Elliott Data. Host, let's see. Port, I think, should be 443. Host, I think, should be this big guy right here. Let's copy that over. Our username, let's see, what was it? Elliott Data. Is that right? Yeah. Password. Warehouse, let's see, account admin. And then the warehouse, we are going to use the Stitch Data warehouse. Let's see, is that right? Yep, Stitch Data, cool. Now let's connect and let's see if this bad boy connects. Okay. Okay, awesome. So it looks like it's working awesome. That's great. I just want to make sure that my S3 data came in. Weird, no S3. Where's my S3 stuff? I wonder what happened to S3. Yeah, okay, so these pulled in. Why are you not doing it, S3? Come on. They're still being prepared. Okay. We'll come back to that in a sec. I'm sure it's just the trial. I'm sure free trials go slower. So in this case, right, so now we are going to make a federated data set. So we're not copying data. We're just sending a query over to Snowflake to see the data. And so in this case, it lets me pick kind of a similar interface. But in this case, for this example, I want to pull in my Salesforce account data. And, it'll show us the schema and table, which is great. So let's click next. And I'll just leave it at that. So let's create that. And that might take a sec to create. And so I'm going to come back and let's create the opportunity one real quick too. So this is nice. We can just come back in here. This should pre-populate. Awesome. Okay, S3 is there. Perfect. And let's go opportunities. And let's pull those in, create that. I'm going to come back to Snowflake. So I want to make sure my S3 data came in correctly. And so, okay, S3 data lake, billing account data. Awesome. Let's see how that looks. Place name in SQL, run. Okay. Awesome, looks great. Right, so in this case, this data is just a fake data set from a billing software, right? How much have we billed versus collected during the period? And so in this case, we'll also pull this into Domo using a federated query. And we'll just do that again by coming over here, federated, Elliott data, next. And let's pull in from S3 data lake billing account data. Awesome, looks good. And let's create it. Okay, perfect. So now we'll just take a look at these data sets that we've created recently. They should be these top three, or let's see, owned by me. Created date, newest. Okay, right, so we have these three data sets. If we want to inspect them further, we can come over here to the data tab and see, right, in this case, it's pulling in lots of different awesome data, billing account, pulling in good stuff. Cool. Awesome. So now what we'll do is we're just going to create some cards or visualizations off of the data that we pulled from S3 and Salesforce, piped it into Snowflake via Stitch, and now we're going to show it to end users via Domo, and we'll embed that dashboard. So in this case in Domo, I am going to open up Analyzer, and I'm going to create a visualization with this. And so in this case, this is billing data, so I'm thinking a progress bar might be the best way. So let's go to gauges. Let's go to progress bar, and we'll call this cash collected progress. Cool. Okay, and so now gauge value, max value. Okay, so let's see. Total build will be, oh, let's see. What is this? Okay, so it looks like it's in a text. Is there a convert to text in here? Maybe not. Okay, let's try a different one real quick. Let's go back and let's go to opportunity data. Let's see. Are these numbers? Yeah, okay, so cool. So let's open up Analyzer and let's create a let's create a pipeline chart real quick that shows what ops we have in the funnel. So let's see. Let's go to Pine funnel chart, and we'll do the classic stage name as the funnel section, and the value will say opportunity amount. Awesome, cool. And so then let's actually let's take out a couple. Let's see. Let's do some filters because we don't want close to one opportunities in there. So we'll just take those out real quick. Yeah, let's take all these except closed one. Click apply. Cool. And so let's call this current op funnel. And let's save that. Cool. So we've created one chart from our federated data. Let's create another one real quick that we'll add. Let's go to let's do our Salesforce accounts, right? So we did one with opportunities. Let's do one with accounts real quick, and open up an analyzer. And let's find. We'll call this one. Let's see. Top accounts. Top accounts by revenue. We'll create a quick table here. Let's go over here to table cards, and we'll do an HTML table. Take out some of this stuff. And let's just go by, let's see, the name of the account. Let's pull that in. And then we'll go, let's see what their revenue is, annual revenue. Let's do that. And then let's just limit it to our top 10 customers and order this by highest revenue first. And then also let's filter to make sure that there is revenue. So we'll say it has to be greater than 0. Let's apply that. Cool. So we can see we have our top 10 customers. Looks good. Top accounts by revenue. We'll save and close that bad boy. And now let's add that to our dashboard, right? So let's see. Let's go back to our dashboards. And we have our federated sales dashboard. So we'll just simplify this a bit. We'll just do these two visualizations. So let me delete these guys here. But now we'll just add content. And so we'll add those cards that we just made. So let's see. Do we have, yeah, current op funnel was one of them. Current op. We'll add that one right there. Let's make that a little bigger. Cool. And then we'll add the other one, which was, let's see, something about accounts, right? Top accounts by revenue. So we'll add that one in. Awesome. And then this doesn't look great. So let's actually edit this real quick and make it a little bigger and make it pretty. So let's see, font size, we'll go to larger. Let's make the header row a pretty color with some bold text. Let's see if that looks better. Awesome, cool. Right, so in this case, very basic, right? You can definitely, I mean, for all of these topics, you can go more advanced, but so far we've created 2 cards that are being powered in real time using federated queries from Snowflake. And in this case, right, this is great if I'm a Domo user, but let's say I'm not a Domo user and I want to embed this into a site or something. We can actually do that. So we're going to come in here and we're going to embed our dashboard, and we're going to let's make it a public dashboard and keep all these settings. But in this case, we can embed it with an iframe code. And so I'm going to come in here and I'll come over to my terrible blog, Google blog, and let's embed it into my blog real quick. That way, anybody who's visiting my blog can see this beautiful dashboard. So I'll come in here and give it a second. Maybe. Come on, Google. And let's just put it on an empty page. I have tons of those. And my internet's killing me. Well, do break. Mountain Dew ski. Wow. For real? Let's go. Okay, cool. So let's go to, let's see, dashboards. Let's add it underneath this dashboard here. So let's go to embed, and we have an embed code. So it's just as easy as pasting in this embed code, and click next. And we can see a preview of it. Awesome. Let's insert it in, and then let's make it big so that we can see it in its entirety. Awesome, cool. Now I'll just publish that real quick and publish it to the blog. And then just to show how, in this case, right, with a public embed, I'm going to go into an incognito window just to show that it doesn't matter what user I am. If I come into here, I should be able to see that dashboard that we created in Domo. And in this case, right, we can see it's interactive. And in this case, I didn't size it correctly, right, because there's some of these bars. But you can see everything that we just built in Domo can now be viewed here, and actually there's some cool features, right, where you can pop it out and have, look at it at a bigger view. Or let's try out try out this one real quick. Right, I can get a pretty good view, and let's say my sales leaders, right, they want to see this dashboard. They can get a good view here and kind of, see different areas of the business, how it's doing. So anyway, that was a very, very long tutorial. Just to recap, right, this is kind of the whole idea of what we're trying to cover here. The modern data stack, right? And it's not nearly as complicated as it sounds, right? In this case, over the last 30 minutes, we were able to do this from start to finish in a very simplified manner, but really just picking simple vendors, right? Vendors that are easy to use, data analyst friendly, and just get going. Anyway, free trials, baby. So hope you enjoyed this. Thanks.